Young people are bad, right? Just look at all these mass shootings. Angry young men, 18 years old, buy assault rifles and kill dozens. The Washington Post seems to agree.
The Uvalde, Texas shooter is part of a long list of young male perpetrators. Some experts think gun laws need to change to address that.
One of their experts is Jonathan Metzl.
Age is the untold story of all this stuff, said Metzl, who is also a sociologist. I feel very strongly we should not have people 18 to 21 with guns.
But the newspaper also includes this helpful graph, which surprisingly undermines the entire premise of the article. The data directly contradict the headline of the article, and Mr. Metzl's statement too. I did about 2 minutes of 4th grade arithmetic and found that 87% of mass shooters are over 21. That leaves only 13% who are in their late teens. This powerful media outlet says that experts think laws need to change. Then they quote Mr. Metzl, who says 18 to 21-year-olds shouldn't have guns. So their proposal seems to be changing the law to make it harder for 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to purchase weapons. That would impact 9% of mass shooters. 9. The Washington Post is proposing that we completely ignore 91% of the problem and make a change that would maybe make the crime harder for 9% of the shooters. That is a fiercely stupid idea. Age discrimination is not the solution here. Ignoring the data, the Washington Post and Jonathan Metzl blame young people, who they accuse of having bad brains.
May I interject? Urban myths about the prefrontal cortex which lead people to believe that everyone under 25 are wild idiots with non-functional brains are pure bigotry. An honest assessment of neurological development easily debunks the basis for the mass amounts of vile hate directed at young adults. It is not true that people aged 14 to 24 are all retards.
American society is used to blaming teenagers for everything. Our journalists have somehow internalized that every problem is the fault of terrible young people. That's why they didn't even bother to spend 5 minutes analyzing their own data. They just got the quick quote from the sociologist, slapped the dramatic headline on top, and that's what everybody wanted to read. So the public consumes abject stupidity, and wants to implement solutions which solve nothing. Fact: less than half of mass shooters are under 30. Age has literally nothing to do with this problem. People wonder why teens are having a severe mental health crisis right now. Why don't we stop blaming them for everything? Especially when it's obviously not their fault.